Have you ever questioned if God is truly up there? In life, we often go through tough situations that make us question our faith, leaving us feeling lost. Turning to the Bible, we find the story of Abraham and his son Isaac, which once again shows us that despite everything, God has a plan for you. So, grab a moment, lend me your ear, and let's explore the timeless wisdom waiting for us in this sacred narrative. In accordance with the Lord's promise, God blessed Sarah, and she became pregnant in Abraham's old age, giving birth to a son at the appointed time. Abraham named him Isaac. When Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded. At the age of 100, Abraham saw the fulfillment of God's promise. Sarah exclaimed with joy, "God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about it will laugh with me." As Isaac grew and was weaned, Abraham held a great feast to celebrate. However, tensions arose between Sarah and Hagar, the mother of Ishmael. Sarah insisted that Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away, fearing Ishmael might share in Isaac's inheritance. Abraham was distressed, but God assured him not to worry about Ishmael, as he would make a great nation from him too. Early the next morning, Abraham provided Hagar with food and water, placing them on her shoulders, and sent her and Ishmael away into the wilderness of Beersheba. When their water ran out, Hagar, fearing for her son's life, placed Ishmael under a tree and distanced herself. In her anguish, she cried out, and God heard the boy's voice. An angel assured Hagar that God had plans for Ishmael, and a well appeared, providing them with water. Ishmael grew up in the wilderness, becoming skilled with a bow. His mother arranged for him to marry an Egyptian woman. Meanwhile, Abimelech, the Philistine king, sought a covenant of peace with Abraham. Recognizing God's favor on Abraham, Abimelech acknowledged their alliance. Abraham confronted Abimelech about a well that Abimelech's servants had seized forcibly. Abimelech explained he had no prior knowledge of the incident, and Abraham raised the matter for the first time. To resolve the issue, Abraham gave Abimelech some sheep and cattle, and they made a covenant. Abraham set aside 7 ewe lambs from his flock, explaining they were a gift to Abimelech, signifying that he had dug the well. The place was named Beersheba, and they made an oath. Abraham planted a tree in Beersheba, where he worshipped the Lord, residing there for an extended period. Some time later, God tested Abraham. Calling him by name, God instructed him to take his beloved son, Isaac, to the land of Moriah for a sacrificial offering. Abraham, obeying, prepared for the journey, and set out with Isaac and 2 servants. On the 3rd day, Abraham spotted the designated place from afar. Instructing the servants to stay behind, he told Isaac they would worship and return shortly. Abraham took the wood for the sacrifice and placed it on Isaac's shoulders. He carried a knife and fire, and the two walked together. After a while, Isaac questioned his father, "Father?" Abraham replied, "Yes, my son." Isaac asked about the wood and the fire, inquiring about the sacrificial lamb. Abraham assured him that God would provide a lamb for the sacrifice. They continued their journey, arriving at the appointed place. Abraham built an altar, arranged the wood on it, bound Isaac, and laid him on the altar. As Abraham raised the knife to slaughter his son, the angel of the Lord called out from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." Abraham responded, and the angel instructed him not to harm the boy. Pleased that Abraham did not withhold his only son, the angel pointed to a ram caught in a thicket. Abraham sacrificed the ram in place of Isaac. Abraham named the place, "The Lord will provide," affirming that God provides what is needed. The angel reiterated God's promise, blessing Abraham abundantly and multiplying his descendants like the stars and grains of sand. Through his descendants, all nations would be blessed because Abraham obeyed God's command. Abraham returned with his servants to Beersheba, and he continued to reside there. To end this narrative, I invite you to reflect, in the face of life's tests, how can you change your perspective to view challenges as opportunities for growth? And what can you do to maintain your faith during difficult times? Remember, God writes straight with crooked lines. God bless and see you in the next video.